Scare Rewind. Jump Scare Rewind.
Welcome to Jump Scare Rewind. This is the show where I speak with fellow cinemaniacs about their mutual affection for all things horror movies. Today's guest is my friend, John McCrite.
John McCrite graduated with a BFA in acting from Webster University in St. Louis, Missouri. He did graduate work in directing at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. He moved to Chicago and directed various theater productions, including adapting and directing Dorian Gray at the Baliwick Theater. He then moved to Los Angeles and studied film directing at UCLA. John wrote and directed the critically acclaimed short film Little Boy Blues, starring Malcolm Getz. It played several film festivals, including Outfest in Los Angeles. It is part of the top-selling short film series Boys Briefs 3, Between the Boys. His short film, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Adjacent, won the Award of Merit from the Best Shorts competition. John's comedy horror film, One Third Terror, an irreverent tribute to Karen Black and Trilogy of Terror, premiered at Out Here Now in Kansas City. It was nominated for Best Short Horror Film in 2013 by the Scarymovies Film Festival in New York and can be seen on YouTube. His script Borderline, aka White Lace and Promises, Guacamole, was a finalist in the Rhode Island International Film Festival, the Golden Brad Awards, Give Me a Break International Screenplay Competition, and won honorable mention in Los Angeles Movie Awards Screenwriting Competition. Everyone, please welcome John McCrite.
John McCrite.
That's
Welcome.
embarrassing.
Why? It's great. I didn't know you had done so much stuff, but one thing I want to ask you about, which is on that title card, is Pink Belt, which wasn't in the IMDb bio. What is Pink Belt?
Pink Belt is my first feature film. It's a documentary, and it was it did really well in the film festival world. It won audience awards, which I love those as much as the jury awards, if not more. And because that means people loved it. So that one is going to come out in next year, and then I'm working on a new one here in Kansas City called Still Here, and it follows an aging drag queen. She'd kill me if I said that, but she jokes and says, "I'm an aging actress."
We're all aging.
Yeah, and it follows this this drag queen throughout her whole life. It, goes back to the past and comes and dealing with it being the latter part of her career, but also having all this stuff come up that's coming up politically now. Having this great career for 50 years, and then all of a sudden this happens. And so it's kind of just like, how does she navigate this new world? And that's the one. That's why I'm here in Kansas City right now. I live in Los Angeles normally, but
oh wow. So I'm sorry. So that is the documentary, this latest one that you're working on.
That one's also a documentary. So I have two. One is in the can and it's ready to be sold. And then the next one is we're still editing it.
Good for you. Are you going to do more horror stuff as well? Obviously, these.
Yes. I did two horror films. There's another one that are short films. One's called The Boy Next Door, and it's about the zombie apocalypse, but it follows this gay couple navigating it. And there's a piece of art that they know is in the neighbor next door's house, but it just so happens that the neighbors are all zombies that are like, they're still, the Walking Dead over next door. And so they make this plan to try to get into the house
for the piece of art.
Yes. And and that came from a dream I had, like my husband Juan and I being in this apocalyptic world, and we were trapped in the house. And I had it a couple years before the pandemic, but when you look at the film, we filmed it before the pandemic. It looks like what the pandemic was like.
Oh, wow.
And so it was kind of I guess I had some weird vision of what it was going to be like,
you're like Nostradamus.
Kind of.
But alive.
Yeah.
That I would like to see that. That sounds really fun. It's kind of weird, though. You want art when there's a zombie apocalypse, but okay.
You got to do so. I mean, I did crazy shit. I mean, whoops. I did a lot of
No, you
crazy
can
stuff.
swear.
Oh, well, hell.
Yeah, what the heck?
So I ordered a lot of stuff on Amazon during the apocalypse.
We all did.
I call it the apocalypse, but
Mhm. I would say now is.
well,
Oh.
yeah. But
Yeah,
speaking
so-
of horror,
yes. Speaking of horror, oh my god. So have you seen any horror movies lately? Like real, actual horror movies?
I saw one on, I think it was Prime. Oh my god, it was the one I was telling you about.
Oh, what was that title? I haven't seen it since
Baskin.
you said it.
Baskin,
Baskin.
not Robbins.
Yeah, no, not right. Is it a Greek film? Is that
It's Turkish.
Turkish? Okay, because I think I looked up a Greek film after you sent me that.
Yeah.
And what's the premise?
So it's these police officers, and they're kind of, how do you say this? Sort of like ICE, where
Okay.
they're kind of doing bad things, and they're on this bus, and the bus wrecks, and they get into this weird little village, out in the fields. And then they get into this building, and as they go deeper and deeper into the building, you realize it's the metaphor that they're going deeper into hell.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
they come across these creatures, these beings down there. And there's one in particular that's the leader of all of these. And he gives one of the best horror performances I've seen in years.
Oh, wow.
And it's fantastic. And it's really just a metaphor for hell, and like how we get locked. They basically kind of get locked. I don't want to give it away, but you'll see.
Okay, so check it out. Baskin.
Check it out. It's good and gory. I
like that.
Disturbing. That's a really good word for it. It starts off a little slow, but I was kind of texting, you know what I mean, doing what you do when you watch a movie at home, and then
you're not allowed to do that during a movie.
It's got to catch me. If it doesn't catch me right off the bat, I like, I'll look over here for a second, and then, but it got me. The phone was down, and I was so engrossed, I didn't even know what was going on around me. And afterwards, my husband was working, and I went in and I said, Juan, you have to watch this movie.
And then you watched it again that night?
Not yet. I'm waiting for him to have time to watch it with him again, but I will watch it again.
And when you're in a cinema, where is that cell phone?
Hell no. I don't have it. I'm one of those, if I see a light, I will walk up to somebody and say, turn that off.
I gotta learn to do that. I will learn to do that.
Yeah.
Have you seen, and well, speaking of cinemas, have you seen anything new at the cinema?
The last one was the new Conjuring series.
Oh, is that good? I haven't seen it.
Full disclosure, I am a medium also. I did not know I had this ability until the pandemic. I took mediumship classes. And so I like the way they portray the medium, like the way they do it, it's very close to how it really is. Yes, it's a little over the top, but there's
a movie.
Yeah, but it definitely, I enjoyed that element of it.
Okay.
There's something about when a series has gone as long as it has, there's something I like about, setup in a film where it slowly starts to build and build.
The tension.
And I think by the time you get into the sequels and the sequels and the sequels, it's that element is missing a little bit. But the audience already knows all that, so they don't need to be taught how, what the premise is.
Those first two are really good.
Yeah.
She went to school in my town. Lorraine, her high school was here, and their town where their house was, with Annabelle and the garage and stuff, is only like 20 minutes away. We're in that neighborhood.
I would not go in that garage.
I wouldn't either.
I would not.
Yeah.
Especially being a medium, I'd be like, I'd feel it.
I bet you would.
I would. Oh, no, I don't want to go there. I feel stuff, when I go to certain places, I've seen, especially like antique shopping, you can come across something, you're like, Ooh, I'm staying away from that.
That's interesting. I'm open to that stuff. I have not experienced it myself, but it'd be cool when I'm near you to see if you do. I haven't seen you in like 20 years, but if I'm near you in Kansas City, you'll have to show me your stuff doing that.
Yeah, that's a whole other episode.
We'll do it. So do you prefer to watch your scary movies in a crowded theater with lots of people, or do you prefer it home alone in the dark as you watch Baskin?
You know, it's mixed because it can work either. I prefer an audience. I think horror films were meant to have an audience. I will say that. Screaming, you know, laughing, you know, that one person who screams out something and then the whole audience laughs, you know, there's something about that you can't get at home. But I have to say, one time I had never seen the original Chainsaw Massacre. And so I had my two dogs with me on the couch and I was watching. Juan was gone. I was watching it by myself. And, you know, we get into the house and all of a sudden, you know, those lights around the perimeter of your real house that come on when there's motion detector light. The motion detector light came on and I jumped like 5 feet in the air.
Oh man,
I thought he was behind me, you know, and
that's so scary.
You know, there is that element, you know, when you're watching it in your home, and especially if you're alone, you know. And I made the dogs get close. I was like, because that scared me, even after all those, you know, after all the horror films that I've seen, seeing that in later life, because I wasn't allowed as a kid. I had this woman that I knew in Paducah, Kentucky. We were on a road trip, and she described the whole entire movie to us. And I felt like I had seen it because of the way she described it. And then the woman gets picked up and put on a hook. Know? It's like, so.
I just saw it with my son last year on the big screen for his 50th anniversary. I went to the concession stand. Oh, wait, was it? I went to the concession stand. The guy was like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Oh, we're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre for his 50th anniversary." The guy at the concession stand's like, "Oh, yeah, the only oldies that I've seen are Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I'm like, wow. Yeah, that made me feel really old. But whatever. Okay, so, why horror? Why do you love horror so much?
All right, this kind of goes into our topic.
Okay.
So I'm from Kansas City, and a lot of people don't know this, but the movie Halloween with Michael was the first sneak preview of it was held in Kansas City.
Really?
I was 14 years old, and I remember the way they did it. It was in the newspapers, and it was the you know, the pumpkin with the knife you see coming down, and it said, "The night he came home, sneak preview," and that was it right there. And I was like, I have to go see that. Like, I just knew from the poster, or, you know, from the print ad. And so it was at the Empire Theater downtown. It's a glorious,
like, what are those? I love those.
Yeah. And so everybody went. Nobody knew it was sold out. Like, completely was sold out.
And this is a blind, like, it doesn't have the buzz or anything yet. Because that's so cool.
But Kansas City, we love, you know, Halloween, and we love horror. So it was packed. And I remember I had to sit on the front row, and I didn't get to sit with the person I went with. That's how sold out it was, because we'd gotten a little bit late. So we were on the front row sitting opposite ends. And I just remember looking up, and for the first time ever, no buzz, I saw Michael Myers, and I was hooked.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that night when I got home, I told my grandmother, I was like, I've got to lock all the doors. You know, and then I looked out in the backyard, and we have a clothes hanger. We had a clothes hanger in the backyard. And I imagined, oh my God, there he is standing.
He's standing there.
I did not sleep well. I looked under the bed. I looked in the closet. So I was hooked after that.
And because of the fear it gave you, and ever since then, you've sort of been chasing that tension and that fear that you had in that moment.
Yes. I think they call it trauma, don't they?
I think they do. It's like save trauma, though. You know you're going to survive
Yes.
it, but at the moment you're like, oh my God, this is horrible.
Well,
But I
I
love that.
think, it's interesting that you say that. Horror films are like a good scary dream in the sense that when you wake up, you're like, no matter how bad my life is, I'm at least not as bad as that was. And it somehow relieves you. It relieves, like, we have this tension in our everyday lives, and then you see a horror film and and then you're
Yeah.
just like, whew, whew, I'm glad that's over. And it just does something.
Yeah, totally. And it's pure escapism too. It's just the ultimate escapism. Before we continue into your pick for today, we have a couple of games. And so the first one is name that horror movie poster. And I'm going to show you 3 images from a horror movie poster, really close up, slightly further out from there. You get 3 guesses. If you get 3 of these, 3 deads, you lose. If you get it correct, you get a living dead. You get 3 hints. You can use them at any time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here's image 1. What movie is that, John?
Children of the Corn.
That's a dead.
Damn it.
Okay, and remember, you can have 3 hints.
Okay, I should have hinted.
Do you want a hint?
Not yet. I want to see it further out.
Okay, here's image. It's not too much further out, but here's image 2. Do you know what movie this is, John?
No, not yet.
That was not really fair. That's not that much further out. Okay, should I go? Here's the last image. Do you want it?
Do I get a hint after I see the last image?
Oh, you can ask for... Yes, you can ask for the hints anytime you want them.
I want a hint.
Okay, so my first hint for this one is the only horror film under the Playboy Enterprises title.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't even know this, so it's not really...
All right.
Not really...
Can I have another hint?
Yes, you may. Was on Roger Ebert's most hated list. And then there's one more hint, which might be slightly more helpful.
All right, what's the other hint?
The other hint is directed by Mick Garris.
Okay, further out.
Okay, this one might give it away. Here we go.
Oh my God.
You're out of hints. This is your last image, John. No pressure. This isn't... I was kind of unfair with that second image. Should have been further out, but...
I know it's not this one, but it gives me the vibes. I'm just going to say it. Tremors.
It is not Tremors. Wait, is that 2? I think that's only 2 guesses, right? Did you only make 2 guesses? I think you get one more guess.
Okay, so I get one more guess?
Yeah.
I don't have any more hints, and I don't have it.
It's not Tremors. But you see what is the star of this movie right in front of you.
I know it's like, it's a, it's giving me, this isn't my guess, but it's giving me like Gremlins, like.
Yeah, you're so close. You're so close. It's like a Gremlins ripoff.
That's probably why I didn't see it.
Oh, I like this one.
I'll have to check it out after this. Now I'm curious. I would say Trolls. I don't know.
It is. Oh, so I'll give you your dead.
I don't mind as a medium being dead, by the way.
Yeah. We're all going to be there anyway. It is Critters 2.
Critters. God, I knew it. No, I mean, I know that film. I don't know. I didn't know it from those hints.
Have you not seen it? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
It's not amazing, but it's fun 80s schlocky horror. It's good.
I love 80s schlocky horror, so...
Then you should enjoy it. Yeah.
But 2, like, what does 1 look like?
1 was like one critter. This one is like a bunch, and they can turn into a ball, like you can see in the poster. It's so fun. Goofy sci-fi horror. Okay, are you ready for the next game?
Yes.
Hopefully so the next one is, you're going to do great. I think this one's pretty easy, but we'll see. I'm going to show you a horror movie poster tagline. Again, you get 3 hints, and you can ask for those hints at any point. And I think these hints are maybe better. But here is the horror movie poster tagline. where shopping can cost you an arm and a leg.
Oh, I'm guessing it's
You're so, I feel it.
Dawn of the Dead.
No, that is a dead.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, remember you can have hints.
All right, what's my hint?
Okay, should I give you the first hint?
Sure.
The first hint is executive produced by Roger Corman. Back to our quote. Where shopping can cost you an arm and a leg.
All right, I love him, but I need one more.
Was originally titled on its release Killbots. Where shopping can cost you an arm and a leg. You get one more hint if you want it.
All right, one more hint.
Filmed at the Sherman Oaks Galleria. It is not Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh my God, and I shop there all the time.
It's a different building now. Where shopping can cost you. This is a lower budget one. It's a Roger Corman movie.
And like I said, I'm totally good with that. But why don't I know this one? Like, where shopping can cost you, but that mall, I know.
Oh, you just have one of the words in the title.
Mall Massacre. I'm just making that up.
Well, just because that doesn't exist, we're not going to count that. But the second, use that first word as the second word in the title. So the word that you got correct is the second word. What is the first word? If it could cost you an arm and a leg, what will have happened to you to have that arm and leg not be attached to you anymore? How did they get removed?
Massacre Mall.
Oh, you're so close, but that is a dead. I probably would not have gotten it either. It is Chopping Mall.
Oh, God, would I love a good pun like that.
Did you see Chopping? Have you seen it?
No, I've never even heard of it, but now I want to see it just because I know that mall.
It's one of those movies where the poster is better than the movie, but the movie is these like robots. They kind of look like those things that go around like the grocery store now that, kind of move through the aisles, but they end up killing people. And there's like 3 in the mall. You have to see it. It's worth a goofy time. Watch it with your Kansas City. 1986.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right. I'm
Low
sure
budget.
The mall hasn't changed that much since then.
No, I think they tore it down and like made a new mall, right?
Is that I think it's called the Westfield Mall now there. Over there.
It got all fancy. In the time we lived there, it got fancy. Okay, the last game we play together.
Okay.
This is the last game. This is connect a horror movie title. I'm going to show you the instructions, and then we play. Here goes.
Now let's play Connect a Horror Movie Title. All you do is using the last letter or last few letters or sound of a movie title is how you connect the next movie title. To demonstrate, I'll use non-horror movie titles. Top Gun. Never-Ending Story. Year of the Dragon. Gone with the Wind. Wind and the Willows. Top Gun, Never-Ending Story, Year of the Dragon with the Wind and the Willows. Last one to think of a connecting title presents their movie first. Now break a leg.
Does that make sense?
Kind of.
That's a response I get from everyone. They're like, I don't know. Okay, but you are going to come up the first horror movie title that we build from. So what movie should we start with? Anything you want. But it has to be horror.
Let's do Bride of Frankenstein. No, that's going to be too hard to connect.
No, that's fine. Bride of Frankenstein. That means the next one has to start with Stein or an N. I would probably go with an N.
Okay.
So Bride of Frankenstein. I'm going to write them down so I can read them back. So Bride. Needful Things. Bride of Frankenstein.
Silver Bullet.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen that?
No, but I'm going to. I started to watch it, and it looked like the quality on whichever streamer it was on, it looked like a bad version of it. And so I was hesitant to buy it because I was like, is it old or is it, I wasn't sure.
I don't think it's it wasn't a huge success, so I don't think it's gotten like remastered. So I think most copies are pretty grainy of it. But I think maybe there could be a 4K out there somewhere. Them.
Ooh.
Or it's them.
Midnight Movie Massacre, which was filmed here in Kansas City. It was and there's a famous drag queen that was in it.
Escape Room. Escape.
Magic.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. You scared me. Jeez. Magic. Oh, that's a good creepy movie. Oh no. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Conjuring 3. Can I do that?
Yes. So it has an E, right? Because I'm not doing the 3. Okay.
Exactly.
Evil Dead.
Oh, good. Okay, Conjuring 3. Oh, I can't do Dementia 13. Oh, another number. Right?
Night of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah, another dead. Okay. A Dracula.
Arachnophobia.
Oh, that's good. That Amityville Horror. Oh, the heat is on.
Reanimator.
Oh, okay. Relic. That's a horror movie. There's a monster.
Yes. Cat people.
Oh, nice. I don't know if I have any more E. Exorcist Believer. Did I do it?
Exorcist though.
I didn't.
No, I mean you said it, but it wasn't the right word.
I'm gonna do okay, Exorcist.
The Thing.
Oh no, N is hard. Exorcist.
Because the first time you said
G, it's G, duh. Gothica. This is a good one.
Amityville Horror.
Wait, didn't I do that?
Oh, did you?
I did. Oh, but there's several of them.
Let's see. There's got to be another one. American Werewolf in London.
Beautiful. That's such a good. Oh, and it's right there. I got his autograph on it the other day. Okay, American Werewolf in London. I know I have no more. You win because I don't have any more N's that I can think of. And we should let it end anyway because it's gonna go.
I mean, I was just saying. Are we boring people?
Yeah, no. Well, I'll cut out the chunks. Wolf in London. I'm gonna read it back. Are you ready? This is gonna be hard to read.
All right.
Bride of Frankenstein, Needful Things, Silver Bullet, Them, Midnight Movie Massacre, Escape Room, Magic, Conjuring 3, Evil Dead, Dementia 13, Night of the Living Dead, Dracula, Arachnophobia, Amityville Horror, Reanimator, Relic, Cat People, Exorcist, The Thing, Gothica, American Werewolf in London. That was the longest one I've done so far. So what film are you recommending today that you love?
I'm gonna. So, is this the one that I told you I wanted to do?
Yes, it is.
All right. So, the one that got me started on my whole journey of horror, Halloween, 1978. Yes, there it is.
Classic.
And of course, yes. Look at that knife on his nose. The way
I love this. I could seriously. This movie could end in the opening titles, and I would be satisfied.
That pumpkin with that little knife, you just know. You just know that it represents that.
And the way it like moves in so slowly on it, it's so beautifully creepy and Halloween-y. So why this movie? I know you had that experience, so I imagine that experience at the theater alone is enough to make you love this film. But why this film?
I think it embodies everything that I love about horror. One, it's attached to my favorite holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It's attached to my favorite time of
Christmas?
year. Yes. Black
Okay.
Christmas. No, that's my other favorite.
Oh, it's so good. That is a great one.
But that, that it's attached to fall and the time of year when All Hallows Eve, and there's just something scary, and the boogeyman, the thing that you can't kill, the faceless evil. There's just something about it. And Jamie Lee Curtis. And
she's great.
Yeah, and the showdown between the two of them. You always want to have that showdown in a horror film, between good and evil. And, little Tommy Wallace.
Oh, I thought you meant between she and the little kid. You need that showdown. Like, go in your house, kid.
There it is. Little Tommy Wallace, open that fucking door, Tommy.
Yeah, right? Oh, I'm waking up. Oh.
But I think, the way he builds the tension, you can see that he's so inspired by Hitchcock, the way he builds tension.
Absolutely.
And it just builds and builds and builds until that final confrontation in the last 15 minutes of the film. When she walks over to that house, you're just like, you just can't take it. Everything that's been building up through the whole entire film just comes out in that last little bit. And I think...
And she doesn't even know really until the last 15 minutes that there's a killer.
No.
Which is I didn't realize until I watched that yesterday. I'm like, wait a minute. It's not the whole movie. She has to say something's not going on, but she doesn't really know until then.
Well, she thinks they're all having fun and she's not. That's what she's thinking.
It's because she's too smart. That's what she said. The guys think she's too smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we go to the trailer and then continue talking about it?
Yes. Yes.
Here is the trailer. Strong. It's really creepy to see him standing behind you right now. But the use of silence and that soundtrack, the John Carpenter music is just
the soundtrack.
So amazing.
The sound. So this story, I love this movie so much. I've read everything, as much as I can. And the story was they finished the cut and they hadn't done the music yet. So they took it over to the producers, and Irwin Yablans was like, this is the worst film ever. I can't believe this is terrible. It's not scary. And he went in and he recorded the music, and then they put it in, set it in the music, and then they showed the exact same film. And they're like, this is the scariest film ever. And it was, the music really, and what's Halloween now without hearing that music? And it's that scene where he's on the top of the stairs and he just goes into that piano, boom, boom, boom. That's your heart. And as he comes down, you're like, run, Jamie Lee.
It's just as strong as the Jaws theme. It's that same exact thing. It's Jaws on land.
Yes. And there's
effective.
Something about tapping into your heartbeat when you hear dun, 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 dun. You're like...
Dun, dun. And it's actually almost kind of creepy how not hard that beat is. I mean, dum, 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 dum. And we're all like, dum. It's... The kills are good. I love the characters in it. Her friends, everyone is so distinct and so different from each other, and they're funny, and she's so likable, Jamie Lee Curtis, in this role. And then to think that her mom was, the one in Psycho is kind of cool.
Well, that's why they cast her, because they thought, they thought he loved Hitchcock so much. He thought, this is a no-brainer. I'm going to cast her as my homage, to Psycho. And, and what's funny? I was just thinking about this, that she's the good girl, and yet she's in the car smoking weed.
True.
I was like, that's the good girl. In other films, she'd be one of the ones that's killed,
Yeah, true.
Drugs, but she didn't have sex. Sex is the one thing that gets you killed in horror. So
she would have if Michael Myers stayed out of it.
Yeah, if oh my God, what's his name?
Donald Pleasant. She was going to hook up with him.
No, that Ben Tramer. Ben Tramer is who she wanted to go on the date with.
Oh, okay. Who we did not meet in the film.
No,
correct?
No.
Okay.
But in Halloween 2, he does not have a good fate. Let's just let's just talk about the quotable things. My husband and I We use Halloween to have conversations in our house.
On a regular basis, not just at this time of year.
So Halloween 2, we quote this one. It can get cold in here. That's Halloween
Wow.
2.
When does that get used? No, don't
All
tell
the
me.
time. All the time. And then, fate never changes. That one we say all the time, from when she's in the classroom and she's looking out the window and you hear the teacher's voice in the background.
Yeah. Wow. I'm the worst with quotes. I don't even.
Totally.
Yeah.
that
another one. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And when she goes, shit, and she goes, I have a place for that.
I remember that one.
They're so good. Like anybody, so I went to the Halloween 40 convention where you got to meet all the cast.
Oh, that's cool.
You're in this big space. It was in Pasadena where they actually filmed, and you could go to the event, and then afterwards they moved the Myers house, like lifted it up where they had shot it from and moved it into Pasadena. I think it's a real estate company now that owns it. But they had, at the convention, they had a Michael Myers outside of it, and you could go up and have your picture with him. The people
cool.
that own the house that she lived in, like Laurie Strode lived in, and she sits on the stoop with a pumpkin. They have pumpkins out on their porch so that you can go have your photograph with a pumpkin sitting where she sat. So that's how geeky my husband and I are over Halloween.
So, and they included, because I know the babysitting houses are just up from the Elm Street house in Hollywood.
Yes. So when I first moved to Hollywood, I knew I was in the area. And I went to the Blockbuster Video. It was a Blockbuster Video on the corner. Mm-hmm. And something said, walk up the street, like that little internal voice that you have. I walked
the
up
first
the
sign.
Street. Yes, for that. Yeah. Yes, the mediumship. I walked up the street, and the first thing I saw was the house that she goes over to, the White House, where they go in, and there's the little laundry room in the back.
Mm-hmm.
It was all intact at that time. This was in '99.
Oh, is it not now?
No, that house they remodeled, and they took out, they took out the little laundry room where she gets stuck, in the window. She got stuck in the window. The little girl says. So they took out that house, but it was all there. The pillar, everything was there. And then the next door neighbor's house that she runs to, and they, I'm tired of being trick-or-treated. And then the house across the street, though, where she babysits, where Tommy Wallace is. Yeah, that's all still there. They just put in shrubs so you can't easily walk up to it, but it's there. And believe me, if anybody comes to LA, that's the first place I take them to Haddonfield.
I drive them there too. I'm like, there's the Elm Street house, and then we go over up the street across Sunset Boulevard, right? Yes, and they're like right there.
Yes, yeah. It's literally catty corner from the Directors Guild. Like the Directors Guild is there, and I think it's called Orange Street, which is, in the film, the name is in the film also, Orange Grove.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all there, and the Nightmare Street, the door is still painted red, or at least last time I heard, it was still painted red. So
I hear there's big bushes up there now, so it's hard to see the house, but whatever.
Yeah,
we only care about Halloween here.
Yeah, and Haddonfield, the way they made that look like the Midwest, and they were filming it in the springtime, so there were no leaves. So they had to take leaves and spray paint them brown or let them dry out. And every time they shot, they had these big trash bags. They put the leaves in, and then they would spread it out, film, and the crew came and got all the leaves because they didn't have any. Everything was... And there are a couple of things that people always point out when they go to... So they filmed in Bakersfield, where the train is, and he is there, and you find the truck, and the rabbit in red,
yes.
And he takes the clothes off the mechanic, and that's how you get this costume, is that mechanic, he steals his clothes. That was filmed in Bakersfield, and you see mountains. There are no mountains in Illinois.
I didn't notice that.
So when you look, that train scene, you'll see he turns and there's the mountain. You're like, wow. And then in Pasadena, where they filmed a lot of it, you'll see in the daytime where she goes, that scene that you showed with little Tommy Wallace and her looking at each other, you'll see like palm trees, you'll see like different kind of California looking things.
Yes.
But they do such a great job. There it was. They do such a great job that you really don't notice it. You know, like,
it looks really green, but only as someone that knows where it was filmed. It's obvious to me, but when I was younger, I certainly didn't notice that. Weird things, obviously, it's so great. There's some goofy things like any movie, like when he's driving with the mask on, and he's in, is he still in the car that he took from them at the beginning of the film? He is, right?
Yes.
And that's not noticed. And so things like that are like kind of goofy and take me out of it. But the tension building's great and the performances are good. But yet, you know, those are the silly things about it. Does that bother you at all?
There are certain little things that bug me. Like last night I was watching, to prepare for this, I watched a little bit of it. And when they go in the house and they see the dead dog and they say, he was here.
Oh, yeah.
He got hungry. Yes. And he goes, it was a skunk. I was like, when has a skunk eaten a dog? I mean,
it's true.
And I ChatGPT'd it, and it was like, no, skunks don't tend to eat dogs. And I was like,
unless
I knew
you're in
was
Halloween.
Right. But so there are things, you know, but you just, when you love something so much, you just forgive those.
Of course.
Things. And, you know, it was, you know, it was made for $300,000 and it grossed in its first outing $70 million. Wow. It was the highest grossing independent film of its time. So this was before the one that now holds the title for it's the horror film with the, you know, where she holds the flashlight to her face. Oh God.
Blair Witch?
Blair Witch.
Okay.
Blair Witch overtook its title. But
not fair.
Not fair.
But think of the money. This one, I would imagine, is still making a ton of money. And I mean, I just bought the 4K. And Blair Witch isn't getting that much attention anymore, though it is great in its own.
Well, the franchise of this one is just beyond anything. And, you know, John Carpenter didn't even want to have a sequel. He said this should stand alone. And when it was so popular, I mean, $70 million, you're not going to sneeze at. So when he was coming up with the rest of it, he said, well, I'll make it tight that they're brother and sister, and he's coming after her because of that. And he said he regretted that because it limited it, you know, to what it was. And in the later ones, they all tried to, you know, make that the thing.
Connection.
You know, like, he's coming for me. You're my brother, Michael, you know, and he kind of regretted that because he felt like he wanted it to be just pure evil. And, you know, that it's not connected to anything. It just comes in, does its thing, and then it goes. That's
what makes it scarier, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I liked Halloween 2 more than this one, so I tried a rewatch of that last year, and I've decided I definitely prefer the first one by long shot, and there's no other ones I really like. Do you like the later ones? Or actually the ones by David Gordon Green?
No, I don't. I'll tell you one thing I did like in it is when they recreated some of the scenes from 1978 one. And just with the AI and the nostalgia of it, I liked that scene.
I thought those were the best and most effective scenes.
Yes.
Was that? Yeah, I think that was the last one I watched. I didn't see the very last one, but
my favorite in order: Halloween 1, Halloween 2, and then H2O. Those are my three that I love. H2O, they brought it a little too much contemporary, and it doesn't hold up as much as you know, like you know, trying to explain things. I'm an alcoholic, you know, like
I've never seen H2O.
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
I mean,
my guest last week loved it too. Okay.
So, and you know what? I used to hate Halloween Season of the Witch. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I used to hate it because
people love it.
The marketing they didn't tell us that Michael Myers wasn't in it. So as a kid, I was furious, and it was fakey. I was like, this is fakey, you know, not that like a man that keeps getting up isn't fakey, but
that is real.
Yes. And so Halloween 3, I was so livid. And then later in life, I revisited it, and knowing what it was and having that expectation, already shattered. And then I rewatched it and I was like, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. And his idea was that each Halloween there be a new story, like Tales of the Crypt, like where it's new stories. But they didn't market it that way. They tried to play off the franchise. And so I think if people revisit that one with having their expectations shattered already, yeah, it's kind of fun. So
I like the poster for it. That stretchy looking poster. That's cool. Yeah. I try to rewatch, and I know a lot of people love it and they're going to hate me for this, but it's very kind of schlocky and kind of goofy. And if you're into that kind of goofy Halloween stuff, I could see why people appreciate it. And I like the song 2 More Days Till Halloween, the Silver Shamrock. I love that. But yeah, that's not for me.
So you said you were going to tell me your favorite jump scares from it.
Oh yeah. And they're, maybe it just got me off guard, but there's the one when they see, I believe it's when they see the dog eaten by the raccoon or the skunk. They go upstairs and something smashes the window.
Yes.
That scared the heck out of me yesterday. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. And it's because he's telling that story. He had the darkest eyes. He had the devil's eyes. And then oh my God. And he's like, she was standing right here. He could have seen her. You're just like, oh, sorry, Michael. But it's just so. And yeah, I mean, there's so many. I'll tell you one that gets me.
Yeah.
When he's, you see him standing at the bush, right? And they're walking towards him. And then he disappears.
Girls, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other girl comes up and she's Annie. Annie comes up and she's like, he wants to talk to you, and she comes up and he's not there. And then Annie goes up to her house and she looks backwards, like, was he there? And then she turns and Annie's father, the police chief, runs into her and he goes, and then that's one of the better lines in the movie, everyone's entitled to a good scare, but it always, I always look at that as a filmmaker, like, how did they get such a good jump scare out of just running into somebody?
He does that a couple of times. It's like when Donald Pleasance, after he scares the kids away in front of the house, he turns and runs into the same guy.
Yes,
and has his own jump scare, which is a great little bit as well.
And if this was Airplane, he would say again, everybody's entitled to a good scare.
Actually, that would have been really funny if they had done that in there. The other scare that got me is when I believe it's the first of the friends gets killed in the car, when he jumps out from behind her in the car. That got me yesterday, and I knew it was coming. I think it was just the mix of sound effects and then her reaction. It's good. And then her look on the window.
Yeah. It's
very
just
effective.
With the fog, like they're in the car. Oh, yes. Yeah. And I'll tell you another one that gets me, and it's coming, is the guy goes down to get me a beer, so he goes down to get her a beer. Right?
Yeah. Oh, when he comes out of the closet?
Yeah. He opens the first door, nothing, and he's like, all right, you know what I mean? And then boom, that one's coming. And then
it's like the third one, because he opens the fridge. Is he going to somehow be behind the fridge? Then he's not there. That was great.
Yeah, that one's a great jump scare. And then he again, that same guy, when he's dead, and he swings out of the closet, because you don't expect.
No, that's good.
The thing that John Carpenter does that I love, and this is in a lot of his movies, he plays with dark space, like an empty closet. Right? You open it up and it's just dark. And then something comes from the darkness really quickly. And that scene where she backs up into the closet and all of a sudden, the way they did that is they had a light rigged. Dean Kundi had a light rigged up in there. And so she backs up, hits the wall, and then he turns the light on. So it looks like he's coming out of the dark. And then he walks forward into the light. But
that when you kind of see the glow of his face appear?
Yes.
That is brilliant.
But there's having a person outside of the dark void there, and then all of a sudden something
slowly
comes
revealed.
from that. And he does it in so many movies. And his biggest thing that I love the most is the person standing there and you see the horrible thing walking slowly towards them. And that's even in Halloween 3, you know, like where it's just this, they don't realize what's behind them coming to them. Or when she's there in
And
the
we're like,
foreground,
go, get out of there.
yeah. And he's laying down and he sits up and then he turns and looks at her. You know, it's just always that thing that's happening behind you that you don't, that our main character doesn't know is happening behind him.
And to be sure, that's the kind of, is a perfect crowd movie because you're like, everyone knows, like, everyone's yelling, come on.
Oh, yeah. And they're like, don't throw down the knife, you know, and they're...
Oh, my God, to be in that audience that you were in before there was any buzz on this film, that must have been so fun with that audience.
Well, there weren't any... This set the rules for the films that were to come. So we didn't know, you know, people did have visceral reactions. And it wasn't to be funny. Like when it first came out, it was... You heard people genuinely say, don't throw down the knife, you know, like it was just a visceral reaction. And every jump scare that we take for granted in that film was for the first time ever. Like even when they drive in, you know, this is so creepy, when they drive into the sanitarium and it's raining and then you see people in those white gowns
walking around.
Like that's a nightmare unto itself. And then when you see that him jump up on the car, people were just
and then the
like,
hand out the window,
you know, and then she backs up, and again she backs up on this side of the window, and then all of a sudden, boom, you know, and it's just like it's always what's happening behind the person. That
it's brilliant. John Carpenter does not get. I mean, obviously for this he gets enough credit, but it's such a bummer about The Thing because The Thing is brilliant. That the fact that it was not a huge hit and that he never really got a huge chance. Like he deserved a green light forever because of this film.
Yeah, and and The Fog. I just watched The Fog the other night, and
I did too.
It has good creepy moments in it. You know, the way he got that fog to roll in without, you know, AI is just...
Yeah. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to enjoy it this time, but it looks great. I thought that some of the dialogue in that, I know we're talking about Halloween, but the dialogue in that gets pretty hokey at times.
Yeah.
But
he did get her mom. He did get her mom and her in it together. So that was... You know, that was the first time. H2O, they are in, you know, Janet Leigh and Jamie Lee are in that together also.
I will check it out this Halloween season because of you. Is there anything else you want to say about this film before we have our small segment, and then I'll quickly recommend my film?
What else would I want to say?
There's so much to say about this movie. I'm trying to think.
You know, Jamie Lee's performance, you know, is really what I think anchors it, but also, you know, Donald Pleasance, like, just he says the creepiest things. Those it's like sitting around a campfire listening to an artful storyteller. Just
yes,
you know, that monologue. You know, in that scene you were talking about, he had the darkest eyes. He had the devil's eyes. You know, I tried.
He was just milking it. He was just having fun because he's probably like, what is this low budget thing I'm in? But whatever, they're paying me.
And he says he goes, you know, we need it to be. And she goes, can we refer to it as him? And you know, the nurse at the beginning. There's just so many delicious little things that Donald Pleasance, you know, brings to it. And he really, because he was a serious Shakespearean actor, so he takes it to that Shakespearean tragedy level, you know. And I think that's I think the performances, you know, take it to the next level. The music, the direction, like he's just so wonderful at building tension. So
he is the master.
That's my take on it.
Thank you for bringing our attention to this movie again, because as I said, I revisited it and really, really loved it and appreciated it even more this time. Briefly, we're going to have this segment, it's every week, called the Bloody Spotlight.
Celeste Oliva is an actress of stage and screen, known for Black Friday, Salem's Lot, The Unholy, Nosferatu, Castle Rock, The Exorcist, Believer. Everyone please welcome Celeste Oliva!
Celeste Oliva, thank you for doing this.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me.
Now today I want to talk to you about your role in Exorcist, Believer. But first I have a quick question.
Yes.
And I think I know the answer. Do you even like horror movies?
It's a tough question.
For truly not a horror fan, how do you end up in this project? How did this come to be?
The Exorcist?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even know that it was a horror movie because things come out. The audition came and it doesn't say, for The Exorcist, because I play a detective. It seemed like I was really just trying to solve something. And I would imagine, I remember sort of prepping for it, where I was like, I'm sure I've seen all kinds of horrible things as a detective. But anyway, so that's it. The audition came, and it was months later that all of a sudden my agent sends me this text. Like, she goes, check your email. And I was like, okay. So I checked it, and she said, I think this is. And then
even at that point, you didn't know? Even at the booking point?
She said, they're looking at you. But at this point, she kept everything under wraps. Like, it was still under code name. And then when they booked me, she goes, I'm super excited for you because you get to work with, so-and-so and so-and-so. And I was like, yeah. So,
once you knew it was a part of the Exorcist franchise, we were like, oh my God, that's cool. Or
it was unbelievable.
Wow.
I was like, I was over the moon. The Exorcist is legendary. I was like, wow, I can't even believe I get to be a part of this, And then on the first day they flew me to, because we filmed in Atlanta. And so I'm flying in and I get this, hey, Celeste, can you come up with something to say when you're getting out of the car? I was like, oh.
Improv?
Yeah, well, it was like I got to be, note to all actors out there, like really know the story and know how to tell the story in a helpful way. So I just was like, wow, this is really great. This is going to be, I get to collaborate with people,
My understanding that I've heard is that the story, because you said know the story, I got the impression it wasn't fully baked when they went into production on this. So did you find that challenging?
There was always rewrites and stuff like that, but I think that's how David Gordon Green, I think that's how he works. And he works with this specific team, at that time. They were a well-oiled machine. But there were a lot of things that changed on the fly. And I found it refreshing because a couple of cast members would be like, hey, what about this? And David would be like, yeah, let's do it.
Well, let's go to a couple of clips and we'll briefly continue to talk about it.
And here are your daughters, Angela and Catherine. They depart campus after school. We found their shoes.
No, we found their shoes.
But no footprints.
What about that homeless camp out there?
Okay, it's okay.
Where could they be?
Hey, listen up. I know you're all upset. I know you're all stressed. The good news is they left together. Statistically, it's likely your girls are just out being girls. We need to recognize that we all have a common goal here. Let's get your girls home safe. Can you tell your dad how long you've been gone? How long?
Why do you keep asking me that?
It's important.
Why do you keep asking?
It sounds like she wants to.
Angela, just tell your father the same thing you told me. How long do you think you were gone? I've seen families recover from things you can't imagine.
We can endure. We can heal.
Did you find it challenging to work with such dark material, or was it like playing, because you do a lot of cop roles, did it feel like more of that, or did you feel like this is horror, it's dark, it's kind of creepy?
The part of the clip where I'm crouching down and I'm looking, that was a really tough one because the human side of you really wants to just be like reach out and hug people, but you can't.
Sure.
It's like watching everything that sort of the devastation of what happened with these girls. So that was challenging. Just watching the girls, sometimes I was like, oh my gosh, there's this one scene in the hospital and the girl's like coming down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. She's coming, she's like, can I go home now? Like that. And watching her do that was like, oh my gosh, it was so chilling.
She was good.
That was her first film.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She was, and both the girls were incredible. Oh gosh, I can still feel it now. Like it just felt so like, oh, this is weird. Like it's freaky. It's kind of, it freaks me out a little bit, so you have to shake that off at the end of the day. Plus you're going around and people have their makeup on where they're like, dying or possessed. Yeah. It was like Okay, I can see why that's scary.
Did you ultimately like, so you said that David Gordon Green, he's gotten some flack because of his Halloween movies. Not,
Yeah.
so some people love them, but you like the process of working with him, and because it was collaborative.
Yeah.
And what was your final thoughts on how the film came out and the audience reception? It came out during the pandemic, which was tricky.
Yeah. So when we got there was no red carpet or anything like that. The reception it wasn't as scary as it could have been. So I don't know.
Tricky. It's always tricky to stick the landing on a horror film.
So then you know what? Then maybe I should start watching horror and stop watching thrillers, because thrillers scare me too.
Exactly. Watch Return of the Living Dead with me.
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm proud of you. And you loved it.
Me too. I'm proud of me.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Celeste. Everyone, check her out on IMDb, Celeste Oliva. And Celeste, I'll see you next time. Did you see The Exorcist, Believer?
I did not.
Are you going to?
I kind of want to after seeing that. I do want to see it. I really hold that one, the original one.
Oh, like, it's amazing.
The part 3 is one. For the second one was terrible, The Heretic, but the third one is my friend who's an editor said we have to watch this together because he loved it.
I have to see it again. I haven't seen it since I saw it at the theater.
Yeah, that one's really pretty. There are some moments in that one that just the jump scares. There's one jump scare, everybody knows it, if that knows that film. But there's one jump scare in particular, and I could tell my editor friend, when somebody's showing you a movie for the first time, or in a long time, and you can tell like they know something's coming out. I was like, okay, no, something's not right, and and it did get me. But I have not seen that one, and I think I think it was because I looked at the reviews, and sometimes I
me too. I do that too.
And if you see it doesn't get or the users say it's not as I sometimes stay away because I don't want to ruin
Life's too short.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin my image of the thing I love so much. That's why I don't really love the other Halloweens as much, because I just think, the only thing I love in the other Halloweens is Jamie Lee Curtis, but yeah. So
this is, and all due respect to my friend Celeste, because she's awesome. Everything she's, in the cast and that's really good.
I was thinking I would like to work with her.
Oh, she's she works all the time. She's fantastic and really cool person. But and she said David Gordon Green's really nice, but it felt like David Gordon Green's Halloweens to me, which was not so good.
Yeah, I did not like except that one scene I told you about. I liked that. Now, what's your movie? You said you...
Yes. So my recommendation is, because of Halloween, I have one that has good Halloween vibes. Not the most amazing, groundbreaking film, but it is from 2023, directed by Samuel Bowden. And it's about this little kid who hears bumps in the wall. It's called Cobweb. And it's super Halloween-y, maybe not fully satisfying, but I really enjoyed it. Do you mind if I quickly show the trailer?
I want to see it.
Here is the trailer for Cobweb.
It's okay. It was just a bad dream. I heard it again.
No more nightmares tonight. Okay, champ?
Daddy!
This is getting ridiculous.
This is an old house. There's bound to be bumps in the night. Peter drew this?
Yes. Is he all right?
Peter has an overactive imagination.
No more nightmares.
No more.
That's right.
I wish I had someone I could talk to about the things that were happening in my house.
You have to make hard decisions to protect your family.
What is that? The banging.
You don't hear anything, Peter.
You have a beautiful imagination. It's going to get you into trouble one day.
Did you see how many pumpkins were in that trailer?
Yes. And I did see that movie, and I do agree with you. I like it. You know, it has an interesting twist.
Yeah.
I like the teacher. So if in my household, someone, you know, like where she's trying to get him to
like,
say,
how do I say this without getting too...
This was the wall. Where did you hear the knocking?
It's so fun. I think it's, like you said, I think the twist, I was happy it went where it went and didn't stay where I thought it was. But it's a lot of fun. I don't mean to spoil it. Did you see Dark Harvest? I mentioned this movie last week on the show. Super Halloween-y as well.
I think I did. For me, like sometimes I have to like see a little bit of it, and then because I get it. I watch so many of them. Literally, I go through and I try to find things I'd never seen before. And you know, one that I discovered recently, it's a short, or it's 3 shorts, but it's Black Sabbath, and the first one is the one that gets me the most, and it's this woman that goes and she has to dress a dead body, and she gets called in the middle of the night. She goes over there to dress the dead body, and the character was a medium, and she was talking to the dead when she died of fright, and she put a curse on the room, and so whoever enters the room is cursed. And it's that first short film is so good. In fact, the dead character kind of looks a little bit like Annabelle. Made me wonder if they were inspired to, because if you look at pictures of her in it, the dead body looks like Annabelle. But anyway,
is it on YouTube? Where do you find it? Black Sabbath.
I saw it on Prime. And
Prime,
the person, Boris, is it who played? Sorry,
Boris Karloff.
I think it's Boris Karloff. He's the Grinch, right?
Yes.
So
Jim Carrey.
He's the one pre Jim Carrey. He's the one who narrates between all 3 of the horror films. And
so it's old.
Yeah, it's in the 60s, and it's done. It's like in that kind of Italian where it's like really weird red and blue and green lights lighting everything. Yeah. And it is an Italian.
Giallo.
Yeah, and the acting is weird because I think they dubbed it, but it's really wonderful, and it's I discovered it because I sometimes look at the 100 top scariest moments in film, and that scene was one of them that they picked, and it was worth it. I'm gonna
seek that out. Black Sabbath on Amazon Prime. Cool. John, thank you so much for your time. It's really great to see you again. Keep an eye out for what are the names of your docs that are coming out?
So Pink Belt is the one. It's about India's 16-time national champion in martial arts, and she trains women in self-defense. And she decides she's going to try to break the Guinness World Record for training the most women in a football field. And it's kind of the journey of how she gets to that place where she does it. And she does it because she wants to bring attention to the cause, which is, the way women are treated in India. And then the other one's called Still Here. And it's about one of Kansas City's most famous drag queens and her journey throughout her life. And then how we get to this point where we have all these anti-drag laws being passed.
And that is a work in progress.
Yes, that's being edited as we speak.
And where can people follow you? Do you have an Instagram or something that you keep updated, or just IMDb?
My Instagram is John McCrite, McWriter, McWriter. And that's where I post a lot of horror things. I'm actually running for the Face of Halloween, which you win. It's for a good cause. It's for Children's Hospital, and you get votes, And if you win, you get to meet Jamie Lee Curtis. Hello.
What?
This is the face of Halloween right here.
It is. I see it.
Boo. But and so it's, but that's where you can, and on Facebook.
Vote for John.
Yes.
Okay.
Facebook is where you can vote. It's John McCrite.
Okay. Is that a fan page, or is that like your actual Facebook?
I use it for my film work a lot.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll post personal things, but they're usually related to film or horror films, or they're and I do have a horror page called The Boy Next Door, which was my film about the zombies. So that's also a page, The Boy Next Door, and I post a lot of horror stuff on that page.
Okay, cool. So now everyone knows where to look. I'll put some of these links in post up on the screen. But John, thank you so much for your time, and everyone, stalk John. Anyway, stand by for our closing credits, and I'll see you in a second, John. Goodbye, everyone else.
Jumpscare rewind.